On a cold evening in Michigan, a 17-year-old boy sat in his room scrolling through his phone. He was tall, athletic, blonde, well known in his school and in his town. A son, a friend, a boyfriend, a homecoming king with a wild smile and a future he could already see unfolding. His name was Jordan DeMay. He had no idea that within hours, his life would change forever. He had no idea he was about to meet someone who wasn't real. And he had no idea that the conversation he was about to start would be the last he would ever have. Tonight, we tell his story, a story of trust, a story of deception, a story of what happened inside 6 hours. Jordan DeMay grew up in Marquette, Michigan, a quiet community surrounded by woods, lakes, and miles of open sky. At Marquette High School, Jordan was well known for his height, his energy, and his charm.
In the classroom, in the hallways, kids looked up to him, and he was so kind to everybody, and his smile was contagious. Just all around outstanding kid that you would want your own son to grow up to be like.
He played football. He played basketball. He was homecoming king. His coaches called him committed. His teachers called him kind. His friends called him hilarious. And to his girlfriend, Kayla, he was her partner in everything. They planned to attend Northern Michigan University together in the fall. He lived with his father, stepmother, and 2 little stepsisters in a split-level home. His room was in the basement, private, quiet, with posters, sports gear, and dreams pinned on the walls. At 17, he was walking confidently into adulthood. And then, on the evening of March 24, 2022, something unexpected happened. A notification, a new message, a new follower, a stranger he had never met. Her name displayed as Danny Roberts on Instagram, a young woman, profile picture showing a pretty girl in a car with a German Shepherd. She followed over 1,800 accounts and had over 600 followers, including one of Jordan's teammates. Everything about the profile looked normal. On Instagram, the message read, "Hey." Jordan opened the chat. Just simple curiosity. That's all it took. For nearly 2 hours, they exchanged messages, small talk, harmless conversation, a few pictures back and forth. Jordan sent selfies, photos in his basketball uniform. Nothing unusual, nothing dangerous. Jordan teased her sometimes, even saying the whole thing might be fake. He didn't take any of it seriously. But Danny Roberts kept messaging, flirtatious, friendly, persistent. Then after midnight, the tone shifted. "I like playing sexy games." Jordan hesitated. He joked. He tried to keep things light, but Danny pushed harder, sending what looked like an intimate photo of her own. "Your turn. Fair is fair." Jordan was downstairs in his room. His family slept upstairs. A teenager in late night conversation, not knowing danger was seconds away. He walked into his bathroom. He took a picture. And then he sent the image. And in that moment, everything changed. The friendly girl disappeared, and the truth entered the room. The moment Jordan sent the photo, a different person took over the chat. There had never been a Danny Roberts. There had never been a 19-year-old girl from Atlanta. Behind the screen were 3 men from Lagos, Nigeria: Samuel Ogoshi, Samson Ogoshi, and Ezekiel Roberts. For hours, they had pretended, planned, and waited for this one moment. Now they striked. Have screenshot all your followers and tags. Samson was digging through Jordan's social media, finding his friends, his family, his teammates, his girlfriend, compiling footage with Jordan's private image at the center. The goal was to cause fear. I can send this news to everyone. If you cooperate, I won't expose you. Jordan didn't respond immediately. The messages kept coming. Faster, harder, more aggressive. Are you going to cooperate with us? Just pay me right now. Pay me and I won't expose you. Jordan finally replied. How much? $1,000. Jordan didn't have that kind of money. He was 17, a student, an athlete, a kid. He was trapped, scared, ashamed, and outmatched by criminals who had done this to dozens before him. In fact, 36 American victims were identified as targets of the same group. 13 of them were minors. And for less than 6 hours, Jordan tried desperately to reason with people who had no intention of mercy. Jordan tried to buy time. He tried to negotiate. He tried to calm the situation. But the threats grew harsher and colder. He was overwhelmed. He was terrified. He felt trapped in a moment that could never have existed. Less than 6 hours after their first message, Jordan, alone, afraid, and under intense pressure, took his life. And the world around him collapsed. The next morning, the DeMay household felt a silence deeper than the cold Michigan air. Jordan's mother, Jen Buta, received his last message, a message filled with love and pain she never imagined could have been his final words. At his father's home, devastation swept through the family. In a moment, the laughter Jordan brought into their lives was gone. A community grieved. A school mourned. A girlfriend cried for the future they planned but would never reach. And while the family absorbed the unimaginable, somewhere across the world, the scammers kept going. They kept targeting new victims, even after learning Jordan had died. The FBI, Michigan authorities, and digital investigators began tracing the messages. Every chat, every threat, every account. It led to Lagos, Nigeria. It led to the Ogoshi brothers and their accomplice, Ezekiel. For months, investigators built a case. They tracked devices, they tracked bank accounts, tracked Instagram movements. In August 2003, Samuel and Samson were extradited to the United States, the first successful prosecution of Nigerians for this type of crime. They sat in court wearing orange jumpsuits, handcuffed on their wrists. The courtroom was silent, except for the weight of what they had done. When the brothers entered the courtroom, they faced not only the U.S. justice system, but the mother of the boy, whose life they helped destroy.
Was a really kind individual. He was very social. He was inclusive with everybody. The kid dancing around the locker room, smiling. He played sports, was very involved in sports. He was a very compassionate young man with a future ahead of him.
Tears filled the courtroom. Even the defendants lowered their heads. Their lawyers blamed drug abuse. They blamed the scam culture, the environment called Yahoo culture that glamorized online crime. But no excuse could change what had happened. The judge looked at the brothers and stern clarity. These crimes showed a callous disregard for life. Even after knowing Jordan was gone, you continued targeting victims. Then came a moment unexpected. The brothers apologized. I'm sorry to the family. We made a bad decision to make money, and I wish I would change that. But apologies would never restore a stolen future. The brothers were sentenced to 17.5 years in prison, followed by 5 years of supervision. A historic case, a painful victory, justice, but not healing. FBI agents explained that Jordan had all the traits criminals preyed on. Small-town popularity, a promising athletic career, a close family, a girlfriend, a reputation he cared about. These things in the mind of a criminal equal leverage. It wasn't accidental. It wasn't random. It was predatory. And Jordan never saw it coming. Jordan DeMay's story is heartbreaking, but it changed everything. It sparked conversations in classrooms, homes, and communities. It led to warnings issued across the country. It opened parents' eyes. It forced tech platforms to take threat more seriously. Jordan's family continues to speak about him, not to relieve the pain, but to protect other teenagers from being trapped the same way he was. In their grief, they built a message stronger than fear, a message of awareness, a message of protection, a message that no teenager should feel alone because of a message on a screen. Jordan was not a statistic. He was not a headline. He was a person, a son, a brother, a teammate, a boyfriend, a friend. If you close your eyes, you can still imagine him laughing with his friends, running on the football field, dancing at homecoming, planning his college life with Kayla. His story is a reminder, a warning, and a legacy. Let us remember him. Let us protect others. And let's make sure that the last 6 hours of Jordan DeMay's life are never repeated in another home, in another town, with another child. Jordan deserved a lifetime. He only got 6 hours. It is now our duty to ensure no one else's story ends the same way.